let's break this down. First things first. They've got their cool new logo. That's fine. So this girl... So, first of all, this is Jita Hanger. You see this Marshal. The Marshal actually has the aerospace skin on it. I could swear I've seen this girl before. But I can't actually find her anywhere. Like, used in other promotions. People have said this is walking in hangars. Look, Citadel's also had a person inside. This is actually, that's a good point. Let's show that off real quick. Citadel's. This is what it's reminiscent of to me.
We all have dreams of greatness. At Upwell Consortium.
Is it? Is it this one? Hold on. Am I crazy? Well, I mean, it has this part. Yeah. Because she's like going up in elevators. So they've done it like, yeah, they did like elevator clips. There's actually also wait, I can't spell. Yeah. So they actually literally came out with a 360-degree video of you going up the Asterhus's elevator. So yeah. I mean, they have a thing, I guess. So Mahler, once again, the Marshals there. This is clearly Jita 4.4, right? This isn't just anywhere. This is Jita 4.4. There's the Upwell Consortium logo, big there. So this is the new hangar that we're going to get. So this is her hangar, the person we were just seeing, because you can see her over here in the hologram off to the side. And so she's getting in this Eden. Once again, there is the Marshal. I know I'm mentioning this Marshal a lot. There's a reason why. So, Drekar Alliance. In Eve Causality? Yeah. In the Eve Causality video. In Eve Causality video, it is the Drekar Alliance that is the player alliance. And then again in Eve Prophecy, the alliance that is doing their thing is Drekar Alliance. So this Drekar Alliance is something that CCP's used several times to represent player groups, and this is of course their logo. So this is Alliance logos on ships. Now, okay. Look. Every variant of the MOA has a distinctive take to it, right? Like the MOA and the Gila actually have kind of the same front. The Onyx has a kind of a little bit of an extra thing, but the Eagle has a very, very distinctive front. 07 no meaning, thank you for that. Very distinctive front. And it looks a lot like this. And also, if we were to zoom in a little bit, if you look closely over on the side here, it actually has the nomenclature Eagle on the side. So like most Caldari ships have, and a lot of other ships too, mind you, but a lot of Caldari ships in particular. Dead Minds Podcast 07 to you. Thank you so much. Oh wait, no meaning, just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Dead Mind Podcast, Futility 101, Karanim Nekrar, Smurfherder 1, and Kikimura 29. Thanks, man. That's awesome of you. All right, so but this front is very distinctive, right? So this is very clearly an eagle. It's nothing else, right? But here's the kicker. In right as it stands right now, the eagle is a hybrid turret weapon platform, while the Onyx is, I believe, the missile turret platform. Off the top of my head, I just forgot which one Moa's leaned toward. But the point here is that the Eagle literally doesn't have this many missile hardpoints. That's fine. So, oh shoot, I have chat here too. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. Oh, that's me. Moa's hybrid? Sure. Exactly. No. So yeah, the Moa's hybrid. This is hybrid. I don't have a place to put you guys that isn't totally overwhelmed. So here we go. All right. Either way. So the thing is that CCP has definitely taken liberties before, right? The art team don't necessarily always care about the details. However, it is odd. It is a bit odd that so CCP has been trying to get the details more correct, more frequently, a lot more recently. So it is kind of funny that this kind of mistake would be made. You can see in the back that this guy's got a full rack of missiles. Now, here's the conspiracy theory, okay? Conspiracy theory is this is a suggestion that the Eagle is going to be rebalanced to be a missile platform. But the problem with that notion is that the Cerberus already is the Caldari missile hack. So it doesn't quite make sense for them to make it so that both Caldari ships, both Caldari hacks are missile boats. Not quite sure if or why they would do that. I lean towards this just being kind of a funny mistake. Some people tried to suggest it off as being like maybe the Navy has a different, but this is actually literally just a player. Like this is the player alliance, and you can see the Corp logo, by the way, in the back. That little white dot on the back here, that is actually the skull with the wings Corp logo, which is the Corp within the Drekar alliance. Go back to one. Munin and Vagabond have the same platform too. Don't they both have enough to have flexibility, though? I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But the question is, why would you go from having one of each platform to having only two of one platform, right? Like, it may be excusable for it to be that way, but it seems odd to make a change that doesn't really get you anything and just only brings down the number of types of platforms that hacks support in the Caldari line. Does that make sense? Like, the Caldaris also have hybrids. To leave them out of that is kind of weird. Now, if this was a Munin, oh, I see why everybody's so paranoid about this, because the Eagle comes next after the Munin, right? So the idea is that both the Munins and the Eagles are being transformed into missile platforms to make it so that it, like, makes them not as good for what they try to do. I don't know if that would even work, because missile platforms are really good at projection. And the whole point is that you're able to have numbers make up for low DPS. So other than missile flight time, I mean, there's a reason why Serb fleets are good. The problem with short range versus long range is that split is within the Minmatar ship line, but within the Gallente, generally, within the Gallente and Caldari, or the hybrid ship weapon systems, the Gallente tend towards shorter range weapon fighting, whereas the Caldari focus more on rail. All right. So the question that I had was, is this scene with the destroyers in the same, is this the same scene that we just saw? Is this location, which has a Talos down here, a bunch of catalysts taking off, and a Talos flying right there, is that the same area as this one? And the answer is, right up there is that same Marshal. So yes, we are still in G244 in this video, or at least in the same place. And you can see here, there's more of the banners and stuff. There's that Marshal. Okay, now we have moved position. Did I say catalysts and not cormorants? I'm sorry. My brain was on a different piece of the whole. But yes, those are definitely corm. Yeah. The reason why I'm kind of bringing this up is because this is being, G244 is being used, or whatever, this location is being used to, I thought there was more evidence. Can't think. Well, there's the PKN banner. This is a player group getting ready. So this is not necessarily, probably not the Navy going, this is actually more players, right? Getting ready to go. So now we are looking at the Caldari Navy Tactical Command, right? Both are hybrids, start with C, close enough. Actually, yesterday somebody was trying to talk to me about making a misfit out of a cap. So that's why I'm talking a lot. Also, Lente. Yeah. Not a surprise that I'm in Galmel, right? Okay, so this is the Caldari Tactical Command. We see a lot of things here. First of all, this one, and this one are the videos that have been discovered. Well, actually, I don't know if we've actually seen this sky shot of Othanoon. Somebody can correct me if I'm have, but this footage, the three bottom pieces are the footage that we've recovered during the course of the events in this current story arc. I'm not sure about this. This bottom right graph, I've zoomed into it a little bit more. Let me see if I can do it. Nope. But it looks like these are like tactical locations, or maybe this is the locations of the probes. This kind of chart looks like a topological map. In other words, each one of these lines represents a change in elevation. So like they'll do it every 10 kilometers. Topographical, yeah, okay. A map is a topographical representation of the Earth's surface as seen from above, drawn to scale. So, like, this is a little ravine, this is a cut, this is a draw. Come on, I was a scout like 20 years ago now. So, well, it looks like ravines, right? It looks like these are giant rocks sticking out of a ravine, which corresponds to what we see in the video. Hold on one second. Oop. Oh yeah, I guess we did see like this. I think that the low points is actually this floor, and the rapid hills stuff are actually those rock forming. That's my guess. especially since this would appear to be a map of Othanoon. Othanoon, I believe this planet is a storm planet. So, hence the storms. This also could be massively out, like zoomed out, and these could be large scale changes, as you see mountain ranges. Either way, because these little points could be discovered facilities, right? Like, I don't think we have a sense of scale. This could be, you know, like a 100-kilometer map. This top map is very clearly the faction warfare map, and it looks a lot closer to some of what we've seen in regards to the new front lines. This kind of shows that the Caldari, at least, are starting to look at the Warzone map. And again, I'm not 100% sure what this middle one is. Has any guess? The person that is here, this lady here, I know at least a few people thought that she was Esri Hakazosu, who showed up in the news. She was the Caldari, or sorry, the Garissus agent that was operating within Gita 4-4, whose cover got blown by Leopold, the double agent working for the Deathless back during the Hunt event. But this is actually not the same person. You can really tell because she has more of the augmentations, but more importantly, there's no tattoos here. There is this black line tattoo here. So who is this? This is actually Aika Origo. Okay, so this is the Caldari Navy Brigadier General, who we first met, I believe I haven't been able to find earlier records of her, but she was first identified during the notification about the Othanoon con. So on June 20th, he put out a memorandum saying to defend this structure and kill all on site. The only people authorized to be there is Cal Mill and Caldari Navy. That even Edencom or Concord forces on site would be potentially seen as an enemy. So this was kind of ongoing. This is where the videos feeds that we see on the screen there came from. So, and this is obviously this is very built up. Oh, that star map is directly from the dev blog. There you go. So this is obviously building up a whole bunch of tension. I do want to point out that I find interesting here is that this says Uprising teaser trailer. A teaser is usually a shorter version of the final trailer. And CCP has never used the term teaser for one of their videos before that I know of. So I think that it's relevant that it feels like this video is about building tension, because this isn't the big thing. This is the thing that's supposed to let us feel that tension, that something is about to happen, not that something is happening right now. Okay? This guy right here. First of all, as you can see, I am actually located on Singularity right. And this facility is actually the facility that he's looking at. In fact, if you line it up, you can actually see that it is very likely this habitation center, or this habitation center, that he is looking out in this clip. He might be in the scaffolding in the front there, but my point is that, like, you can line up this shot. So who is this guy? Bet you very few people will even know who this guy is, even if I give you his name, which is pretty remarkable. This guy is probably one of the most influential power brokers in EVE Online that like nobody knows about, even though he's not hidden in any. His name is Serdan Zerkosh. Where can you find this location? I'm currently in. We're going to talk more about this in the second segment today, but hey, thanks for the follow.
Immortal.
The system of Burner, Bard, and Egmar are the three systems with the Solar Harvester. So, Serdan Zerkosh is this guy. He is the guy who put out the order for the Amar in the same way that Haika put it out for the Kaldari. But unlike Haika, Serdan Zerkosh has a bit of a history. Serdan Zerkosh is actually not just the Captain Marshal for the Imperial Navy, but he is also the he is the Concord Inner Circle, or Inner Circle member for the Amar, right? So whenever there's like public outcry or anything like that involving the Amar, this guy is there, right? He has been there since the Empyrean Age, and he's got a lot to say. He also is involved in Sine Wave Omega, which, by the way, I have the video for Sine Wave Omega done. I just need to record the opening and closing, which I think one of these days, if I haven't gotten around to it personally, then I might just do it all live. But the point is that he shows up at the end as the person that the Inquisitor, the guy who's now in charge of Edencom's intelligence, he reports to Serdan, and the detective basically gets tapped by Serdan for some secret thing that we never ever find out about. And so he's definitely making moves himself, has been for quite some time, and is tied intrinsically to all of this. So he is both the person who pulled out the call to attack these systems, or to the Ugidi constellation, hold the Ugidi constellation. He is the one standing here looking over the construction of the new solar harvester. Like I said, we'll go over the full importance of the solar harvesters. Oh, sorry. You thought I was going to go right past him, huh? Hold on. So who's this dude? Man, so I'm going to just open up by saying that I sincerely believe that CCP put this in here specifically to make us all talk about it, right? This is bait, ain't it? Right? Like, we don't have a good answer for it. I can't think of any, despite all of my knowledge, I can't narrow down what this guy must be based on this back profile and this situation. We could speculate, but more importantly, it is so dramatically divergent from everything else in the trailer that it's designed to catch people's attention who are watching this trailer, especially those people who are like looking for new content or whatever. Like, it's they're building up this tension, and then there's this single very, very short scene of this dude that nobody knows who he is, nestled in with all of that tension. So, like I said, it's bait. But that being said, what does that mean? First of all, before we even go to speculating what it is, I will want to point out, because of the fact that it is bait, there is a decent enough chance that we're actually just looking at a new character, right? We don't actually know who this guy is. He may actually be just a totally new dude. So all these guesses might be. Second, yes, that does appear to be a blue star. It appears to be a blue star that is not transformed. Right? That is not Give me 1 second. That made me... Okay. So, if it appears to either be a white or blue star, right? Hey, Ebo1337, thank you so much for that tier 2 subscription. Thank you, man, and welcome back, bro. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying being back. It was a good summer, but I'm glad it's over. So an elder? I mean, it's very that's actually not a terrible theory. So one of my theories would be that this is an Intaki guy, right? We know that the Intaki are fairly religious, and they live, you know, on planets. So, but I don't think that they're quite this rustic. And it doesn't appear as if this is like a red star, which the Intaki star is a red giant. So, it's a little bit weak. Another theory is that this could be, well, a Triglavian, right? So this is actually not a terrible theory. One of the problems is that he has the very unusual hands. Which makes it look like he's wearing some sort of full bodysuit. Either that or he's some sort of Cthulhu monster. So we're going to go with survival suit. Especially his left hand. His left hand is clearly not a normal hand. Yeah, he's got like flipper hand. Yeah, the Intaki are the ones that have the immortality, or the ability to transfer consciousness from one person to another. The idea that it is a Triglavian or like an ex-Triglavian or some sort of thing like that is possible, but again, the Triglavians almost never appear to be like rustic. Actually, there is a decent theory. If you go with like this rocky structure, you know, this rocky land, if you suspect that this is actually Othanoon, that has some interesting potential if he's above the storm clouds. But yeah, a couple of other theories would be that this is the Deathless. There's no reason to necessarily believe that the Deathless lives such a rustic lifestyle. I mean, at that he has a hood, but I don't know if this guy would then turn around and go camping, right? However, there is an interesting theory, or there is an interesting possibility, which is, I think I have it. Dense. Yes. Not that one.
Now
Fine.
is the time to open. Now is the time to open the
This guy.
gates of paradise.
Why do I think it's them? Or why do I think it's possible that it's this guy? there's another piece to this. Sorry. Right. So, with the Artificer decree, the Artificers have their right hands amputated and replaced with a silver cybernetic prosthetic. So, if you assume that this could be his silver hand, although, oh, that's really unfortunate. Wow. Let's stay on track, I guess. Wow. That sucks. All right, either way. So this would be his right hand, this would be his left hand. So this doesn't quite work either, but you could, in theory, suggest that this is the Artificer that now runs the equilibrium of man. It could be an elder. Oh, I had one more theory. I got Artificer, I got Deathless, I got Triglavian Prophet Dude, I've got... Hold on. Yeah, an Amarian priest. Well, this looks like an Amarian robe with another hat on top, right? Whatever that means. And I don't have any recollection of seeing any hat that's like that anywhere. So... Kentucky, Deathless, Triglavian. Yeah, no, never mind. I got the 4. Thought there was one more that we thought of. I guess the Elder would be the 5th. Most likely not a Matani with a wizard hat. I don't think it's necessarily Triglavian because it looks like this hat is very, like... I assume it doesn't go flat to the front. So this would be like a square. Or something like that, which isn't very Triglavian. He could very well be Amar. We don't know. As I said, the most unusual thing about him, besides the fact that he's camping, is his hands. That is actually a really interesting point, though, Lars. Are all the factions represented? No. At the very beginning, we see the Kaldari and the Amar overwatching their respective projects. And then later on, we see the Galente and the Kaldari again. We actually never see the Mimitar forces at all in this entire video, which is weird. Yeah, I did see that. So here, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I'm not totally convinced, but it does look like this is a construction zone. This is either one of their new checkpoints, or this is the new Stargate. I'm not sure if this is the new Stargate, but this is a hell of a formation, right? So there's Molluses in this cube, but this cube is Navatai, and the bottom cube is, at least the closer one, is Incursus. I can't see the back one. Obviously, there's an Atron flying by. I don't know if this is the new checkpoints, or if this is the structure or the ship construction yard. Right? I don't believe that... I mean, it could be a Mimitar Elder, but... Well, they've just built military checkpoints, but they're also building a Stargate. I don't know if this... Because, like, here... they show the Amar construction. And here shows a Galente place and a Caldari place. And this, with the Caldari fob-like structure in the background, I believe that this is this is either the security checkpoint or the Stargate for them, right? Because you can even see the facility in the background. So, yes, they realistically depicted PI management. Also, what's interesting here is that you can actually see in the background that this formation of caracals and other stuff like that, these groups that are flying out are not part of these other formations. It's not like these guys broke away. But we see mostly cruisers. There is some T2 right there and right there. You can tell this guy is a Cerberus because his... Wait, is that a Cerberus? Or now that it's up close, I don't know if I agree. Maybe they're all just T1. Hold on. Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole. Never mind. I think that we're just seeing it at a really weird angle here, because as it gets closer, you can see the full nose, and it doesn't look like it's a... So this looks like it's all T1 ships. Oh, no. Well, flying towards us. But here we have some Jackdaws formation. These also may be... You know what these probably are, actually? These are probably going to be the new facilities put up, like, within the war zone to represent the front lines and such like that. Yep, there's some Jackdaws down there. And then here we have, of course, the Capsuleer wearing the suit. This I find very interesting. So what I have noticed is that often CCP... Well, it's probably flying in sharpshooter mode because it seems like they're charging at something. Either way. CCP often shows off the ships that are involved in the picture, right? And yet these are a very interesting assortment of ships to show off. So this may be nothing, okay? But if we look at this, we have exploration ships. This isn't random, and this isn't any of the ships that are like showcased in the earlier parts of this trailer. This is totally separate, and this is the Uprising logo. Right? So we have the exploration frigates, including two of... You have the... this one is clearly the Magnate, but this one could be a Magnate or an Anathema. Then we have the 4 different battlecruisers down here and 1 battlecruiser up here. The battlecruiser at top is the Drake, and it's kind of in the front. And the battlecruisers below is the Prophecy, the Ferox, the Myrmidon, and this Cyclone. Yeah. What's weird about that is that of the different battlecruisers that have Navy variants, these are the 4 that don't have a Navy variant, right? Besides of the non-attack battlecruiser, right? So drone, hybrid drone missiles. The other 4 of the basic battlecruisers, the Harbinger, the Drake, the Brutix, and the Hurricane all have their own Navy variant. The other interesting piece to this is that, and this is much more tinfoil, based on the color system, but it looks as if the Amar ship here, the Prophecy, is a lot more like white, black than tan and gold or whatever, like the cream and gold. Could be wrong, but they have been talking about new ships. We have been focused on Navy destroyers, but it could very well be that they're also going to be touching on the Navy battlecruiser line, including potentially rebalancing the Drake and adding the 4 other battle cruisers into the Navy line. As far as the exploration goes, I don't know. Does this mean that we can get faction warfare stuff through exploration? Does it mean that there's going to be new exploration ships available? Does it mean that... I don't know, man. Does it mean that this whole thing is just totally a red herring? Probably. Yes, these all have T2, but both of them all have T2, right? All of the non-attack battle cruisers have a command ship. These just don't have a navy. That's it. I think that's the whole trailer coming in November. I do like the idea of some sort of faction warfare hacking mechanic. I love anything that adds more value to hacking. Yes, they did mention the balance pass. That's why I was saying, like, of the Navy ships, I think that the Navy Harbinger, the Narby, I can't remember what they call it now, but the Navy Harbinger, the Navy Hurricane, and the Navy Brutix all see pretty good use. It's very possible that the Navy Drake, I mean, the Navy Drake is pretty darn good, but I don't see it getting as much use. So maybe they're going to be playing with that. You heard about new Triglavian ships? Well, if there are any new Triglavian ships, they are not hinted at in the... Trig mining ships are more of a dream, I guess. So there are some models. You've read. So there are these Triglavian industrial ships that roam around. There are multiple sizes of them. And there are people that have suggested that this should be turned into some sort of flying ship. And CCP Rattati has even suggested like that is one of his his pet projects. So it's very possible, but I believe CCP Aurora hinted / confirmed at the accidental leak of the information about Navy destroyers. And with a faction warfare rebalance, it'll make sense that they will want to also redo the incentives. The original Navy ships were released as part of faction warfare. Like, that was the whole point. So creating a new set of Navy ships for people to get with by participating in faction warfare makes a lot more sense. I think that that's about it for the video, though. So, cool. We can move on.